All right, thanks for tuning in. For today's video, I got to fish with my son. We don't get to fish together often. Our work schedules right now just don't work out to where we get to fish together very much. So it was a good day. We only had a couple hours to fish. He had to go back to work. His job requires him to travel, and he happened to be in the Atlanta area today. So we did pretty good. Stay tuned towards the end of the video. I'm going to show you the rig I've been using. I've had a lot of people leave comments asking me about this jig and fluke, what size jig head, what size fluke, and I'm going to break that down. And just for what it's worth, normally I leave the biggest fish and the most information towards the end of the video. Obviously it benefits me if you watch the videos all the way through. So I would ask, if you enjoy my content, you want to learn more about fishing and fishing Lake Lanier, watch the videos all the way through. It does help me. You know, it earns a little bit more money to where I can pay for fuel for the boat. It does get expensive going out fishing all the time. But make sure you stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and man, we caught some good ones.
I figured out why I wouldn't get bit too. Trailer was on there, kind of crooked as well.
And a little fatty.
See how that little leg kick's a little bit slower than the little...
I haven't. Don't say that word. Boy, what is it?
It's fighting like a striper or something.
It's not a striper.
Catfish?
It worries me that it might be a catfish. No, it's just a big old spot. A nice one. I mean, a good one. I mean, look at the size of that fish. That's probably 2.5. 2.5. Nice fish. So I'm out here with my son on a windy, overcast. There must be some kind of front. We see some fish hitting the surface, chasing bait, and we're struggling to catch them. We've only caught, that's what, our second fish. Boy, he was shallow too. So these post-spawn fish will come out on the flats and the points and feed up on this bait that's spawning. I think the bait spawn is over, but there's still a lot of bait around. Man, look at the fish finder. Wow. Jeez, they're stout, aren't they? Oh, drag on me. Not that big. Look at it.
The one was horsing me around with a bait catch. I wasn't throwing very heavy line.
Well, it's just a 1.5-pounder, but I'll take it.
I don't even know what size line is on this drop. It ain't much.
That's odd.
Is that up way shallow again?
No, he was out off the drop off. He didn't hit it, you know, on the drop, which is unusual.
I don't know. I could probably count on one hand how many fish I've ever caught not on the drop.
That's 3 from this little area we've caught. There he is.
That's on the other fluke.
Yep. Oh boy.
Is that out deeper again or no?
No, they're not. It's not deep. We're only in 12 feet of water.
I meant like farther out.
Yeah, it was out there a little ways. Jeez, are they strong? This must be a better one. It is. Yeah, that's probably my biggest of the day.
That's a good one there. Yeah. That's bigger than the one I caught, I think. I might have to put one of those flukes on because I already have a jig now.
Oh, that's a nice one. Oof. So my son's using a swim bait. I'm using just what I've been preaching about, the jig head and the fluke. We're on, we're just fishing little shallow points, and boy, fishing is tough though. It's not like it should be. Well, I think we'll go back on that other point. We'll probably catch a couple more. See, I get you here and I put you on fish.
This might be a netter. Yeah, this is not. Damn.
Quit cussing.
Feels pretty good.
He ain't that big.
Feels good. I don't know why he's fighting so hard.
It's a nice fish. Who?
You just throw my swim bait?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a nice fish. Yeah. Probably 2.5. Don't see him chasing right now.
I haven't done that since like early.
There you go.
You got one?
Yep. Jeez. Wow. He was right up in there shallow too. Boy, I mean, it sure feels like a good one. Oh, it is. It's a nice one. It's a nice one.
That's bigger than the last one, I think.
Yeah, it's a nice one. Ooh, that might be 3+ right there. Oh, that might be a 4-pounder. I'm not going to weigh him, but that's a nice
There's
fish.
some good fish on the
That's a
ground,
big one. Big spot. I'm telling you, jig head and a fluke. I have caught a ton of fish using this little setup over the last few years. Boy, that was a nice one.
There's a lot of fish on the graph here.
Yeah,
I can't tell if that's bait. It might be mostly bait.
Can you believe that?
And they're shallow, you know?
Right in there shallow. Yeah, it's a nice one too. It's a largemouth. Largemouth.
Oh, they're shallow. Another bait.
Yes, that'll be a good one in another year or two. Boy, Gar? The way it's... No, it's a nice one. It's a nice one.
I missed one to cast before. That was it.
Yeah, I just missed one.
Right at it.
Yeah, that's a nice spot.
He didn't fight as hard as that smaller one did. It's not bad.
Yeah, that's a 2-pounder, 2.5 maybe. Yeah. as shallow as we're fishing. Plus, the wind ain't blowing enough to. Look at another bluegill. That's a good one too.
That's a good looking bluegill.
Bluegill. It's the second one I've caught today. In the mouth. I mean, he was eating it.
I'd have liked to have caught that.
Okay, I realize the lighting may not be the best, but I have a lot of people asking what size jig head, what size fluke. You can see here there's 4 different sizes. I mean, the last 2 are similar in size, but this one here is a little bulkier, a little deeper. This one here is only, you know, I don't know, 3.5 inches maybe. This one's 4.5, this one's 5. But every time you go out, they may be preferring a different size. Same thing goes for the jig heads. I like to paint mine. This is just a 1/4 ounce, but I will switch it up too sometimes, especially with these deeper ones that float a little more. You may want to use a little bit heavier jig head. I like to try to get away with the smallest jig head I can. I use an 1/8 ounce a lot. But anyway, this is a good example of different sizes. You just have to experiment. Every time you go out, you need to experiment with what size what size might be working. So as you can see, there's a lot of different sizes. Every manufacturer makes a fluke style bait. I use a lot of the Zoom products for the flukes. They're kind of the original fluke, or one of them anyway. But I pay attention when I'm out on the water. First thing in the morning, sometimes you'll see schools of bait fish on the surface. I try to see what size they are, and I try to match it. Sometimes when you're reeling your lure in, you'll see bait fish following it. I'm paying attention. I want to see if it's, if it's a 5-inch herring, well, I know that I need to use a bigger bait probably. But here at Lake Lanier, and I'm sure it's the same on other lakes, we've been having the shad spawn. When I say shad spawn, I mean bait fish. We've got blueback herring, we've got threadfin shad, we've got gizzard shad. They don't all spawn at the same time, so I've had a good 1.5 months of shad spawn fishing. I take advantage of that. What's going to happen as the summer goes on here in the next week or so, some of these little baby shad are going to hatch out, and then they're going to be keying on a little tiny bait, which makes fishing tough. After they spawn, they're going to move out a little deeper, on the points, which is what's happening now, and I'm taking advantage of it. Anyway, I don't want to get too long-winded. Anyway, thanks for watching. Give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.